guys, look who we found crawling out of Death Mountain Crater. We saved her!
Welcome back to the land of the living, Jordy.
I was gonna say, she didn't sound like, it sounds like we just, I don't know why the image in my head, like when you said that, was immediately like crawling out from that.
Let's go someplace that's a little cooler.
Yes, but I was like, when you, with that sound, like I almost thought like what had happened was that you're like, we saved her, and then there just comes Jordy like scorched, like covered in soot, like crawling out from the crater, just
and completely, and all of her fur completely burnt off.
No.
It was awful!
But yeah,
No,
welcome back, and
her
whoa,
fur
nice.
is singed, it's not burned off.
So we have iron boots, and through the power of fashion, we may breathe underwater.
I mean, hey, if the power of a red suit can let us survive in volcanic temperatures, then giving us a blue suit that lets us breathe underwater doesn't really seem much more far fetched.
Oh, hey, you know what,
Right.
Logan? I just realized something.
Eh?
The powers of the Grand Tunic and Zora Tunic were combined in Dawn and Dusk. The colors.
Well, I mean, make the best of both situations, and all in one custom designer outfit.
Listen to
welcome
purples.
to the Water Temple, everybody.
Yeah, welcome to the Water Temple. Now, to
Yeah,
get...
Water Temple for me isn't that bad. It's not my least favorite temple, but it can get kind of tedious.
It's tedious and tall. That's the majority. That's really the most to be said about it, and the fact that it's.
Oh, hey guys!
Oh, hey Rudolph! holy fish knockers!
Oh,
Holy
you.
mackerel.
If I'm right, Rinku?
Yes,
You're
mackerel.
Rinku, aren't you? It's me, your fiancé, Ruto, Princess of the Zoras.
Oh, shit,
I never
about
forgot
that.
the vows we made to each other 7 years ago. You're a terrible man to have kept me waiting for these 7 long years. But now is not the time to talk about love.
Oh, thank goodness.
I'm sure you've already seen it. Zor's domain, totally frozen. A young man named Sheik saved me from under the ice. But my father and the other Zoras have not. Yet.
Well, we helped them.
I want to save them all. I want to save Zora's domain. You have to help me. This is a request from me, the woman who is going to be your wife. Rinku, you have to help me destroy the evil monster in the temple, okay? Inside the water temple, there are 3 places where you can change the water level. I'll lead the way. Follow me quickly.
Can I just bring up one?
I'm so sorry. Just the way all the guys groaned when you
Wow,
said the
look at
woman
how
who's going to be your wife.
I was like,
Well, I
wow,
didn't say anything.
look at how gracefully she cresses through the water. Anyway,
Yeah.
The only time we ever get to see that.
Yeah, and I just want to bring this up real quick before it completely gets lost on me. I love how, when this all first came about with this game, it pretty much shocked the hell out of everybody. Then you got Breath of the Wild, where they pretty much made a canon where Link was gonna get hitched with the Zora until she died.
Yeah.
right.
Oh.
So
And they actually made it look, and they actually made us care about it.
ow, ow,
Yep.
ow, ow.
It is now official Zelda canon that Link likes to eat fish.
No,
seafood.
come on.
Anyway,
Not that kind of fish.
Anyway, to give this dungeon some credit, the water temple is that. So for veterans and Cele who
What?
have, I would say, for veterans such as yourself who know this temple inside and out basically, and know that it's just a big pattern of, okay, go here, do that. It's not bad. It's just tedious. I can attest that as someone who. I could definitely see this as when this game first came out and somebody first came to this water temple, especially because up until the 3DS version, you couldn't tell if something was going to raise or lower the water depending on which, Triforce symbol you were at.
No fall damage.
Yes,
Lucky.
always helps. I could absolutely see how this... Careful. I could absolutely see how this temple would be particularly frustrating just because it'd be a lot of trial and error, go here, okay, I've gone to all these places with the water down, oh, okay, I'll go and raise the water,
and it's
now
not
go
only that.
now go to all the places with the water raised up. It's a lot of sequential discoveries and
Anyone up for fried
Yeah,
scallops?
and it. And it's so linear, it's so sequential that you cannot afford to miss any keys. You have to backtrack all the way and readjust the water level. It's happened to me, a veteran, a few times.
Honestly, it doesn't help either that a lot of the level design and the dungeon design feels very similar amongst each other. It gets pretty confusing.
Yeah.
Finding the compass is a must, and like Cele said, if you can imagine beating this temple as like, I don't know, like a 20-step process. If you miss a key, you have to go all the way back to like step 2 to repeat and retrace your steps all the way back up to when you could get a key around like step 11 or something like that. It's a little bit, Hi, Jordy, your thoughts on this?
Well, I'm gonna be honest right here. When I played this on the 3DS version, I used a cheat. Like okay, I watched this person play a walkthrough of Ocarina of Time, and I just followed the steps that they did, and it was a piece of cake for me.
Oh, I wouldn't call that a cheat. I thought you meant like no clip or something.
No. I meant I used a guide.
Oh, by the way, I just want to point out that's the first time I ever tried using Ferrari's Win there.
Oh. Yeah. Well,
it was something. It was experimental.
Whoa.
It is completely experimental for me to do this in this playthrough.
We learned something. Anyway, Hype, what are your thoughts on this temple?
It's a temple.
Yeah, it's underwater too, which makes me realize maybe they shouldn't have named it as such.
I don't know if it's just me, but it looks ugly to me. The temple design looks kind of ugly.
It's a little washed. It looks a little washed out.
Need some color.
Washed out.
What the heck is that Barney looking motherfucker right there?
He looked like the big dragon
Well,
from
you're the only
Dragon
one
Tales.
who made that connection.
Actually, maybe not so much Barney, but more like it looks like something that belongs in Dragon Tales.
That's what I said. Yeah, it looked like the big blue guy from Dragon
I
Tales.
can see that.
But yeah, no, this place needs some color. We need some about like 4 carpet rugs from down to south, and we can bring in some nice petunias and
I
line
want
them
to
up
say
on the
this place
walls.
looks. I want to say this place looks better in the 3DS version, but honestly, it has been a little while since I actually got this far in that version.
You know what?
I bet you they
I
make
gotta
it look
play
better.
that
then.
again.
You know what? I have to agree with you. I think the 3DS version is a lot better looking. Like, it's much more bright and vibrant.
It's much more appealing. It's much more pleasing to the eyes, especially considering the fact that it runs a lot smoother than the N64 version, which is often why I consider it the definitive way to play the game nowadays.
Well,
I am so glad I used Ferrari's Win there, because if I didn't, you'd have to backtrack and try to navigate the whirlpool and try to hit the switch. I'm so glad I did that.
it is. It was actually really
it's
nice
good to
little
see
help
that
there.
4 got her use here, unlike she did in the Oracle games.
Yeah. All right. Let's raise the
couldn't get a game to
water
herself.
level.
Well,
Nope. Let's raise the
she
water
does
level.
get a little bit of use if you play the Link version of the game.
Well, yeah, but only if you have play the Link version of the campaign.
I hate that the cutscene does all. Okay, no. Ah, darn. I thought I could like
I
jump
hate
onto
it when that happens.
But what was I say? The Forwards One thing helped there. We mentioned the Water Temple. The 3DS, the Ocarina of Time 3DS version is pretty well made and well received. I think it's mainly the Majora's Mask one that people were a little like.
Oh, Great Bay Temple.
No, I
Yeah,
meant like in general, like the Majora's Mask remake was one that people were a little like mixed on given the changes
divisive,
they did.
Oh.
Yeah, mostly because they did make a few more drastic changes to that version compared to the differences between the Ocarina of Time versions.
Yeah.
Which I will admit, there's a lot of stuff that they made with the changes they made with the Majora's Mask remake that I outright adore. But I can agree that there's others that they really shouldn't have touched. Namely or at the very least done a better job of fixing, like the whole
swimming,
like the twin mold fight.
Mold.
I do like the idea
yeah.
of changing it to be a little less,
Make you feel giant because. Well, I'd like the idea making it more
well-
giant, like you actually are using your fists and stuff like a giant. But
Did they fix it in the 3DS version where if you go too far out, you'll void out?
I don't know. I never did get that far, but I will say from what I have seen, the whole twin mold boss fight in the 3DS version honestly feels like basically they kind of pulled a Sonic the Werehog with that whole situation. In that the fact that it goes on for far too long for something that feels so,
because they make you so sluggish
yeah.
while
And
lumbering
using
around
magic
with
power.
punches.
Let's not forget that.
While lumbering around using punches.
I mean, again, it's a cool idea. I just think it didn't need to last that long.
Didn't
Yeah.
wasn't there also something to do with the Zora swimming that they like adjusted or changed in the Majora's
Yeah.
Mask?
Yeah, from what I
Oh,
remember.
oh, sorry. I thought you were still talking about Twin Mold.
No.
No.
Can't swim
Using
in
Zora
that.
the twin mold fight. Yeah, that's literally signing it. That's literally writing a death wish right there. But no.
Yeah, really.
No. With the Zora.
Oh, hello! Did you see that?
Yeah, that thing was swimming around.
It
Oh,
was
tight.
minding its own business. But anyway, from what I remember of Zora Link in the 3DS remake, basically from what I remember, faster swimming in that game actually drains magic.
Yep. They're like little. Other than that, they're just little like. Some people argue that some of the quality of life stuff actually didn't work too well. Oh, hang on.
I have to say something about this wall real quick. The opening of that reminds me of a potato chip.
A potato chip.
Just thought you wanted to know. Just had to toss that out there.
He's gonna take that potato chip and bomb it.
Funny enough, for dinner, one of the things I had was spinach and artichoke dip with like those Tostito chips.
I almost thought you were
those
going
are
to.
so good.
I almost thought you were going to say. Funny enough, for dinner I had a single potato chip.
I wish I'd have a
ate
single
it.
potato chip for dinner. That would satisfy me.
I
Period.
would not.
Here's some
I
family
could not.
time.
I could not live off of a single potato. Ah!
Oh, of course not.
I
Well,
wouldn't
thank you.
either. I was just being sarcastic.
Oh.
What?
Like jeez.
For dinner, I shall have a single lima bean
Oh, here's a little
and my
here's a little
suffering.
here's a little fun fact about this room.
Yeah.
If you
Small
if
little-
you can still access this room if you adjust the water to the highest level, but there will be enemies here, stingers.
If it's only if the water is so totally raised.
Yes. Only this room.
Got it. Oh yeah, and if you haven't already
you
figured.
know those you know those stingray things that we saw in Jabba's belly?
Yes.
Yeah.
Those things.
Okay. Oh, and yeah, if it isn't already immediately obvious, like we're using the lost stuff with the hook shot in this dungeon for reasons we'll see later. Oh.
Use what?
Oh.
We're using the
Ow!
hook shot all over the place in this dungeon for a reason that we'll show off later. But yeah, and the compass, as we've already shown off, in this dungeon especially, is super helpful to make sure you don't get turned around in this whole center room.
Yeah, really. This is probably the next room I'm going into is probably my least favorite room at the temple.
Let me see. I shall judge it. This ain't so
Or
bad
wait-
a room.
Oh wait, no, not this room. I got ahead of myself.
This is just the stupid water elevator room that makes
It's
no.
not this room.
Oh,
Oh, hello.
with the assassin.
Who's calling
The door-
my
the
room
door-
stupid?
The door's in the same place, a floor up, so I got it confused.
Okay.
It's okay.
So this should be the room that Cele hates.
No.
Oh.
No?
No, we're back here.
Oh, now we can. Okay, now we can raise the water to its highest point.
I find it funny that we're raising the water level by literally putting Zelda to sleep.
Just somewhere.
Well, to be fair, Impa said herself that it's passed down by the royal family, and she played it for Zelda as a lullaby. Ergo, it's called Zelda's Lullaby.
Oh.
This is the room I hate.
Let's see what this room is all about. I
pink.
don't like. My least favorite room is the one where you like. Maybe we already passed
Okay,
it. but
you're
I
right.
just don't,
You're right. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I don't like the I don't like the whirlpool room where you're constantly being swam and spun around
that
and.
too. Excuse me.
Yeah, no worries. Nope. Careful.
It's just it's like there's something in my throat, and I can't for the life of me get it cleared.
It's all
I
right.
feel
Careful.
ya. Allergies are a biatch.
What are you doing?
I don't think I gave myself enough space to land on that platform.
Thank God. I do appreciate. Thank God this game doesn't do what Link to the Past does sometimes, where you can fall through a level and come right. Like you'll fall through and land in a room on the floor below, so you have to go all the way back up another floor.
Fucking
yeah,
fucking
right.
hate that crap, man.
I think the only dungeon that does that is Fire Temple.
Oh yeah, because that's right, because you drop down that giant spire and then right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. There it makes sense.
And there are not one rooms that do that. Or there is not one room. I'm trying to get my grammar right because
Okay.
I know how to grammar and I know how to English. But there are 2 rooms that do that in Fire Temple.
Right. I just no, that entire gimmick in Link to the Past, that is the only reason why Moldorm like sucks as a boss. Careful.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
you know what? I guess since there's not much else to really talk about with this dungeon at the moment, popularity contest. Rudo or Mifa?
Rudo.
Rudo or who?
Mifa from Breath of the Wild. I say...
Mifa.
I'd say Rudo has a stronger personality. I still argue that
Yeah.
Mifa sound. I still say that Mifa is great, is very sweet, and the plotline around her is great. Although I would argue Sidon has more of a character than she does.
Ow.
I mean, yeah, I won't
Yeah.
deny that. But I mean, honestly, you say that about Rudo having a better personality. Yeah, it's a personality they barely even use.
Yeah, more dialogue, more interactions would have been great. Mifa, I don't know, but there's some bias in me.
I like the lore behind her. I mean, granted, yeah, her personality could be better, but hey, I think what they do with her from a narrative perspective is far more interesting than whatever Ruto could.
What if they delve deeper into it in Breath of the Wild too, like in some way?
I mean, I don't know how much deeper can you really get, honestly, because I think they've covered most, if not all, the bases they need to.
True.
Yeah.
Like the fact that again, she was essentially going to be. She was initially Link's fiance, as far as I'm concerned, and or at the very least, yeah, like they were destined to be married. And I mean, it seemed like Link was totally okay with it. Which I mean, hey, that's
Yeah.
pretty progressive when you stop and think about it.
I still.
And it also helps too that the Zoras and Breath of the Wild actually do look really freaking adorable.
Oh, careful! Don't get crushed.
Oh,
You actually can't get crushed, but
Okay, but no, and I mean, and again, the Zora's designs are really cool. They did a really great job. They're all
they're
the
more-
different variants.
Okay,
the diff-
maybe what I said was kind of they're more appealing looking than the ones in Ocarina of Time.
Okay, yeah, okay, we're gonna make this. I gotta
and
like,
they're actually female Zoras, unlike
yeah,
Ocarina
make sure you
of
throw a bomb. Otherwise, if you use the hookshot, you'll land
Well-
right in the sucker.
You
Yep.
say that, but we still technically do have Rudo.
Okay, I'm just gonna
this
come out.
just in. Rudo is confirmed to be a male.
Okay, I got. Okay, no, I gotta come out and just say this. We gotta like just address this right now before we go into the sex area. Is that well? I can't. I love how I'm saying this though. I can actually
Oh,
stop
wait a
it. Let's
minute.
first talk
Actually,
about the
Oh,
area.
guys, look at this. You can see Link's reflection.
Actually, yeah, but talk about bad timing, Logan, because here's
I
our
know.
mid boss who's
and then
who's
look,
pretty
his
much...
reflection's gone.
the-
Alright.
Hello.
How'd you
Hello.
get out of
That's
there?
what happens when you
Hey,
trust
my
them.
sword.
It's this is the start of. Oh, okay. I can't say the start. This whole thing actually started with Zelda 2, which is, I guess.
Yep, he was the final boss in Zelda 2.
And actually, he does mimic some of Shadow Link's animations from Zelda 2.
Yeah, like when
falls.
he recoils, he does the whole like. And yeah, this is why they wanted the big Goron sword, because he can't do that weird, freaking anime hop on your sword to taunt you
You
stuff.
see all the blood? Look at all the blood.
Oh, I just thought those were
gosh.
little explosions for some reason.
No, that is blood, dude.
You're sure that I don't know that looks like typical anime particle effects.
And thus the illusion
That's-
is rendered.
It's fantasy blood.
Fair enough. But yeah, again, I could have gotten my sources wrong, but I could have sworn I heard that if you actually come in here with like three units of health, Shadow Link will only have 3 units of health himself, and then you can actually exploit that to your advantage.
Oh.
Yep, you can.
Oh, cool.
got
Yay,
the long
the
shot.
long shot.
It's an upgraded hook shot.
Actually, wait a
Because-
minute. What am I saying? It's our extended boing stick.
The boing. But yeah, it just goes further.
That's right, Boyne.
But yeah, no, I gotta. Okay, but yeah, now that that's all done, we're just gonna be, continue through the rest of this dungeon. I gotta put this out on the freaking line right now. I gotta stick my neck out there. Is that, listen, yes, I feel like there is absolutely a difference between saying a character looks good and that they look attractive, or that they look like a, oh my god.
swallowed by the vortexes!
Navi, now right now I'm covering really important. Stop it. No, I'm moving on. Sorry.
I'm talking about. I'm in the middle of talking about the important topic of fishy relations.
Ha.
These vortexes.
Oh yeah, if you get caught with them, you'll void out. So it's,
Yep.
but yeah, it's like, I don't know, like it's like what we saw, keeping things somewhat topical / dated.
I don't care about the Skulltula.
It's like when we saw, that Ratchet and Clank trailer with that other. Nobody has any idea. Nobody can tell me what. Nobody has a name for it yet. So far, the one that.
Sorry to interrupt. I
You're
just want to
fine.
say real quick. I honestly didn't know that was there until like just a few years ago.
Oh really?
Oh, that thing. Oh,
The
Yeah.
hookshot target to get onto this platform easier. What was I say? So far, the name that I like the most, just because it's so stupid, is they're referring to that other Lombex as Ratchet with 2 T's and an E.
I call her Lindsay for some reason.
Someone,
Lindsay?
I
Hey.
look like a Lindsay.
I think frickin' Jimquisition calls her Glib Glib. Everyone's favorite new alien, Glip Glip.
Like
Anyway,
I said, ladies and gentlemen, this is like well, just after the whole PS5 presentation.
Dude, yeah, no,
By
we'll
the time
learn
this
it later.
video comes out, we're more than likely gonna get an official name for that character.
but in any case, characters like that, characters like Judy Hopps, characters like Naruto, characters like any other thing like that, I think is absolutely okay. I think it is. There is a complete and total difference between saying like, yes, that character looks good. They are appealing to look at. It's a nice. It doesn't look hideous. Lord knows we can find plenty of arguments for characters that just don't look right. And I think it all. Thank you. And that's
half the characters in Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas.
or
Except for Goofy. And
or
Donald.
food fight, or Frogger the Great Quest, or
Oh man!
but
At this
yeah.
point, Logan, you should at least do that game. For a
Oh, I
look
hate
at.
this one, guys.
I'll do it as a look at.
We'll do it. Yeah, we'll do it as a look at.
I'll at least soften some of the blow by recording at least some of the Frogger games.
I would say I think we could totally do the Game Boy Advance games. Some of those are really good.
The Game Boy Advance games, and I was honestly thinking about
And
tackling
beyond.
the console games first.
Oh, there's that one too, and I do want to, and I do still want to try. I do want to still see what Beyond is like at one point.
That was
Now
one
we
of the
gotta do it again.
You got it.
actually Beyond was one of the games I was planning on covering anyway.
Awesome.
But
But yeah,
it's one of the three major console games that still use the system.
oh, okay. But yeah, so sorry. So moving on. So just, I think it is absolutely fair to say that there is a character that just, it looks nice, it looks appealing to look at. It doesn't say anything else beyond that point. So yes, I think the Zora designs are probably some of the prettiest and best looking in Breath of the Wild. That and I love that and I love how in Breath of the Wild, apart from the old cronies, like a lot of the Zoras have kind of moved on from their whole like higher than thou like personality and like overly like superiority complex thing. Like they're all
Yeah.
pretty chill by
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild.
Honestly, you know what? I could say something right now, but I don't want this
They
to start getting
No worries, I get you.
What were you
they
saying,
didn't
Cele?
have that much. They didn't have that much of an attitude in Twilight Princess. They weren't holier than thou.
Well, no, to be
That's
fair-
true.
No. The old like the geriatric Zoras out. They honestly, yeah. You know what? That's a
They were
topic we
very
can save for another
yeah,
part.
yeah. No worries. So, yep. Join us in the next part.
And sorry for the constant clearing of my throat.
Tis
I'm
all
better now.
good.
Yeah, she swallowed a little. She swallowed water down the wrong pipe.
Oh yeah.
Pretty much.
Bye.
Bye.
See you in the next part. Bye bye.
That was that.